Hi y'all, it's been a while. Okay, so, sorry, kind of a mess. I've been running around to preschools and dance and all kinds of stuff. So, I'm going to give you a quick lesson in not resin countertops, but resin art. So, I've been commissioned to do a couple of pieces, or a few pieces, so I'm using Stone Coat Countertops Craft Coat, so it does not, it's more for art projects. It's less for countertops and tables. So yes, Craft Coat. I'm actually getting a new resin sent out to me to play with and trial, so I'm super excited about that. So basically it is a 1-to-1 resin, so you mix same amounts. Normally it is 3 ounces per square foot. That is with art or with countertops. And I'm already spilling stuff. Good thing I don't have anything in there. So yes, when I do this, I will put in here and mix in my hardener first, because the hardener is thinner, so it's easier to kind of scoop it off of the sides and mix it in with the resin. A lot of people think that if you do like more hardener that it will get harder or work better, and that is definitely not the case. If you put in too much hardener, it will set up really fast and not give you the work time to do any of your paintings or any of your countertops. If you put in too much resin, it will kind of have the opposite effect and it will be sticky forever. So either way, it has to be like strictly 1-to-1 ratio, and like super on it for the measuring. I think the hair and mixing color definitely helps. All right, so all right, so you mix this basically for 3 minutes. Hi Anna, hi Alicia. So what okay, so I didn't use the triangles so I wouldn't swear and slip. So I'm gonna try not to swear, and I'm gonna try to keep this where it's supposed to be. We'll see how that goes. And I'm gonna check the time. So, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Hi Mary. So this is basically just a painting. I've been doing a lot of selling the coasters and all that. So I have someone who wants a couple of different pinks. They really love the floating rose gold, black, and maybe just a tiny bit of white. So I have 2 people kind of wanting the same thing, one in a painting, one in coasters. So, like I said with this one, you just need to make sure that you are like totally scraping the sides, scraping the bottom, so you incorporate everything super well. Hi gorgeous, so happy that you are doing something you love. So inspiring, get it. Thank you. It is fun. Even though, so I've been trying to clean out my shed to kind of make my own like spot, because obviously I'm like in my kitchen right now. Crap, except for with an SH, all over my table. So I'm hoping to get kind of my own space, but having to pull everything out of there. And the spiders, I will post a video. Freaking terrifying. Like I just saw a wolf spider, 50-cent piece, $1. Which is bigger, a 50-cent piece or a $1 coin? Whatever the bigger one is bigger than that. Even the girls, I said, you guys might want to come out and look at this giant spider. And then I had to get video of them squishing it because it's a really big spider. Normally I don't mind, but when they're that big, it's just got to go. So, all right, we're a couple minutes in. So, basically a lot of the stuff that I am working with as I'm mixing, I will tell you. So these little bags like this, I think that says a flower, some black. So a lot of these bags are just random stuff that I bought from Amazon, normally for like 20 bucks or something. You got to do what works and use spiders. Yes. So I'm hoping that I can kind of get it figured out. If not, what do you do? I guess my kitchen is just going to be really, really messy. But I've actually, so I started a YouTube channel, which is totally new to me, and learning how to edit. Holy crap. Anyone who does that, I bow down. Mad props. I suck. That is a lot of work, and it is really hard. So if you do that, props. Mad props too. So, almost done. So yes, basically these ones that I'm using are kind of just whatever randoms from Amazon. They're not actually made for resin. They're made for, they do soaps. People put it in resin. People put in all kinds of stuff. The other one is Pink Pop by Color Obsession. This is for resin. The only thing that I have found with this is it's a super, super concentrated powder. So if you don't mix it up first in the cup with some alcohol, you're gonna have like chunks. So it'll leave little chunks behind that are a lot darker. So, I mean, these, I've seen people use them in countertops too. This is Just Resins. Oh, if you can see it, titanium white. So that is just strictly made for resin. It mixes in really, really well. That is also one that gives you more like the lacing, like the frothy cells. And I know when you're doing art, cells is huge. Everyone wants to buy art that has cells. This is resin. It's not acrylic, so it's not as easy to come by cells. So, resin does what it wants to, all the time. This is Primary Elements Art Pigments. So this is the Bling It Red Sparkle. So it's basically like an interference color. It's clear, but it has a sparkle to it, if that makes sense. And Stone Coats Black Base Tint. So this is another one. It is kind of, it has an oil base to it. So because it's a base tint, if I push or blow my other colors over the top of this black, it's going to create the really cool desired cells. Likewise, this is kind of a top color, so if I blow this over color, under color, it's still going to create cells, but just different kinds of cells, more baby cells. So this is all mixed up. Like I said, this is not for countertops. It doesn't have the heat resistance. It doesn't have the scratch resistance. Their normal countertop stuff goes up to 500 degrees. So you can basically like put a boiling pot of water on your countertop and you don't have to worry about it because nothing will happen. So if you look, woo, without me spilling it, it is very kind of white and frothy and there's tons of bubbles in there. Sorry, I'm kind of at an angle so you can see this. Don't worry about the bubbles. If you have a heat gun, blow dryer, blow torch, I've even seen the little like culinary creme brulee torches. It all works. All the same. So, I'm going to show you kind of how I mix my stuff because I'm crazy like that. Alright, so this is the one. It is so concentrated. So basically what you're going to do is you don't want a ton of this. A little goes a long way. 1 scoop. But then I'm going to spray some isopropyl alcohol in here just to break down that color a little bit better before you go and pour it on. And if I can find it. So, just alcohol. I do gel nails, so I get the 99%. That's not a normal isopropyl alcohol that you can find anywhere. You can get it from a pharmacist. All you need is 91 or above, which 91 you can get anywhere. At any, you know, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Target, anything. So you want to mix that color up until it's smooth, then add the resin into that. So there is my one pink. My next one, I'm going to do a lighter pink. That way we have just some really cool differences in the colors and it has a better chance for creating cells because this one has kind of a shimmer to it. And I like to kind of overload my powders just because I'm going to be putting it over a clear epoxy, so it will tend to break down a little bit more, so you want them a little stronger. But yeah, this is a matte color. This is kind of has a little bit of a shimmer to it. And so now I'm going to use the interference. So if you look at this, it's like, oh, it won't even focus because it's so crazy. It's basically just white, and it has like a kind of a goldish red sparkle to it. So 2 little scoops of that. Like I said, these are just little tiny Dixie cups, nothing major. But as long as you are using 3 ounces of resin per every ounce of, or every foot. I'm gonna put my hair back before I start touching it with resin on my hands, because that would be me. It's been a long day, and that would equal hot mess. So now this is a paste. Paste you normally want to, I'm running low, I have to order more. So you kind of want to mix it up well beforehand, because it's kind of like a peanut butter or something. It will give you a little bit of separation, like it'll separate a little bit. So you just want to make sure it's really, really well incorporated. You just kind of scoop, twirl, and put that in there. This one I normally do when the resin's already in the cup. The powders you definitely want to do before the resin is in there. Otherwise, if you try to stir it up quick, it's just going to go poof. And if it's sparkly, then it's going to look like a fairy farted all over the place. Let's see. And black. So the Stone Coat Black is not super, it's more of a translucent black. It's not really, really opaque. So that's why I like to add just a little bit of the mica powder to it, because that's going to deepen the color, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. If I can open the jar. So a little bit goes a long way with this. If you add too much of this Stone Coat Black, it is not going to sell correctly, or it will sell, but it'll just keep going and end up kind of blowing itself out, basically. Kind of sounds weird, but whatever. So I'm gonna do black powder first, and then it's basically what you want to see more of. You know, do you want to see more hot pink, more light pink, more white, more sparkle, more black? So then you want to kind of pour in there accordingly to what you want to see most. So I want lots of pinks and blacks. I want a little less of the sparkle and a little less of the white, so I'll just pour less in there. I want to save some of my clear to go over the top, just so when you spread it out, the colors tend to kind of, they work better. They're more workable if you spread those first and kind of heat that up, if that makes sense. Just a tiny bit more. So like I said, this, you want to put the colors over the black. That's going to create the cells. And I'm already getting messy, and I haven't even poured the rest yet. I'm amazed Faith is not. She's still awake. Yeah, bad mom. Whatever. She had preschool today. She doesn't tomorrow. So. Oh. And she went to Jada's dance with us, and she got a sucker at like late at night, so she's been like bouncing off the walls like a crazy person. All right, so we have our 5 colors, so I want a little less of this and a little more of that. Make sure your board is clean. All right, so pouring them in here. Then you can get them mixed. So if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, there's only 2 videos on there because, like I said, doing videos and editing them, holy crap, that is not an easy job. So, like I said, super love and props for all people who do that on a regular, because it's really hard. And I just figured out how to make a thumbnail because I have a couple of clients who also have YouTube channels. So I had to sit down and pick her brain a little bit to see what in the world you're supposed to do. All right, so I think we are good on these. Just a tiny bit more of that. A tiny bit more of that. Okay, so I'm saving, there's not a whole lot of clear resin left, but like I said, I just want, like, do you see how cool this looks? It's already starting to kind of, oh, I wish I would have did that different. Spread. That is turkey tenderloin, and it actually turned out really good, I think, but I'm biased because I made it. No, Jada actually liked it too, and there's mashed potatoes in the fridge. Travis just got home from work because this poor guy has been doing, like, I'm pretty sure he has a roof going up every single day this week, and we were supposed to stay in the deck bright and early in the morning. Ooh, look at that color. But now I'm hearing it might storm, so I don't really know what's going to happen with that. Yep. All right. Oh, yeah. And I just finished with the bathroom remodels because, you know, you got to have like 15 things going at once to make you feel sane. So I will have to post all the before and afters. Oh, my goodness. There's like, how do you explain it? So they did tile in the bathtub from like bathtub up to the ceiling, and it is this like shiplap blue, grays, whites. It looked crazy when I was looking at it before they had put it in, but seeing it put up, holy crap, it's pretty. Like, absolutely beautiful. And there's that gorgeous gray tile flooring that has a little bit of the gray and a little bit of the tan, so it was just, it worked. It was gorgeous. All right, so my white, that, I have hiccups. The titanium white tends to be more of a stark, like a brighter white than the Stone Coat Countertops white. Tends to be kind of a little bit more of like a dirty white. It almost has like a gray tinge to it. So that's why even if I am using the base tint on that one, I will always put just a little bit of that just resin white in there just because it brightens it up. So this is, oh, I wish you could see it. I'll have to do like a true picture. This is the sparkly one. You can't see it super well. But I will have to do a picture afterwards or have Faith try to hold it and me videotape, because if you guys looked at the last one, that turned out really well. So, and this is the Gerber, like the daisy. It has an A in there, but I thought it was just, maybe it's just pronounced without the A. It's been a really long day. Like, my brain, pretty much done. Okay, so that is kind of more that lighter pink. It's not focusing. Okay, so got all of my colors mixed. I got a light pink. I got a pink pop, which is more of a hot pink. White, interference, sparkle, red, and black, which the black is good black just because, I'm not saying it's not good black. The Stone Coat is great too, but it's just not a true black. So you always have to add. So I just have like a tiny little bit. You are so talented. Just watch your... Thank you for watching my YouTube video. That is, like I said, I totally give it out to people who are on YouTube like every single day, because that is hard. Like, editing is, maybe I'm just totally not tech savvy enough, but that is no joke work. My first video took me like a week, a week, not even joking, to completely edit and figure out, and I was cutting stuff that I wasn't supposed to, and I'm sitting there. My dad was still in town, so every time I'm swearing on the other couch, he's cracking up. He thought that was funny AF. I didn't think it was so funny. So yes, if you guys have not seen, it is Cassie Ailes Agape Inspired Creations on YouTube. You guys should go watch my 2 videos and like and subscribe. Hey Faith, how does that go? How does the YouTube go? Why don't you come tell them? What is it? Give me a huge thumbs up. You just wait. Here comes my YouTube queen.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
My legs are feeling like somebody cut them.
Your legs feel like somebody cut them? Okay, careful. Don't flash anyone. Okay, so what do you say on YouTube? If you had your own YouTube channel, what would you say right now? To them. Right here.
I remember.
You don't remember? What is it?
Remember first one.
Thanks for coming back to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. Well, you gotta say it louder. Oh, I see Papa's on. Say hi, Papa.
Hi, Papa.
Say, we were just talking crap about how I was deleting stuff on my YouTube video that I wasn't supposed to be deleting because I was trying to cut out all the nonsense and it was not working well, and you were sitting in the chair and I was sitting on the couch swearing like a sailor and you were laughing at me. Yeah. So, when I housed my dad for 3 months and he laughs at me.
We're done say that, we're saying, what's up, guys?
Oh, what's up, guys? Now what?
What's up, guys?
What is going on with these? Oh, there we go. That would be
We cannot say Trinity.
Yeah, you can't say Trinity because that's not your name. That's the people she watches on YouTube. Oh, Carrie says hi, Faith.
Hi.
Oh yeah, you can't spin. Like I said, she got a sucker late at night, and she has been
What's up, guys?
a wild animal.
Faith here, and my mom here.
Faith and Mom here.
And,
So what are you gonna say?
what's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
It's Mom and me here. Welcome back to our channel.
Before we get started,
Click that subscribe button. Trail Kitchens and give me a huge thumbs up.
today we're playing with resin and making a resin painting.
Yeah,
Do you see this? This could be my Vanna White of all things. You're a mama's mini. Carrie says you're a meanie me. Oh, she smacked her face into mine. Papa says, hi, Faith, Ann, and Cassie. Say hi, Papa. Ooh, she is crazy. Is that something or a bubble? All right, so what I'm going to do now that I've put like a very thin layer of resin down. Yes, she is. It's kind of scary. Thin layer of resin down. I'm going to heat it with my heat gun. Okay, do you guys want to see something funny? So if you touch your heat gun with too much resin on your hands because you're finger painting to spread it out, this was a paper towel. It still is. But that's what resin does to it. So if you, like when I did Josh Monahan's countertops, if you lean and you get anything on you and then your shirt bunches and you try to pull it straight, you'll just rip your clothes in half. Not even joking. It's kind of crazy. And, okay, so I'm going to heat this up. And I wish I could give you a close-up. Eventually, I'm going to have, like, better camera stuff. So, Dad, if you're still watching, you can send me your nice camera that you never use anytime. But there is, like, hundreds of micro bubbles on here that you want to pop. And there's kind of an empty spot. So you just want to kind of go through and look. The nice thing about resin is it's like super, super glass, so you can see anywhere that's a little bit drier. Carrie says, hi, Pops. Hi, Grandpa. So what you can do to get cells is when you pour it, you can either like swipe, so you can use Nothing fancy. Wax paper from the dollar store because I'm a huge spender. Or you can use your heat gun. Both work really well. I have found, depending on what resin you're using, the swiping technique tends to get more cells. But that's just me. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how I want to lay this down. I want to do my countertops. Let me know, because it's so fun. I wish I could show you my bench right now, actually. So this is how I'm going to do my table eventually when I stop doing epoxy on my table. Just so you know. Hold on, it's been a really long day. So clients know, or the clients that have come have seen it. Am I sticky? Not too sticky. They squeak. Okay. Oh, you guys ready? Muscles here. Okay. Oh, I wish you could see it up close. It's so pretty. And it can withstand faith, which is saying a lot. So all things spilled on it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. So all things spilled on it. Wipes up super easy. Super kid friendly, which is fabulous because that's what we need in this household. Okay. All right. So breaking stuff. Knocking stuff over. And then afterwards, I am going to go in. This is another color obsession, kind of like the pink pop, but I'm not putting it into a resin. Just going to dip like a popsicle stick in and kind of run it through. And it's really, really cool because the metallics, it has a real metallic in it, will totally float up to the surface right away. Looks super cool. All right. Don't really know what I want to do yet. Okay, so normally when you start, you want to start pouring semi off the board, otherwise you're going to get one big glop and then it's going to get thinner depending. Okay, I'll be over one day soon. Like I said, it's you let me know. It is a lot of fun. So I'm going to, okay, that totally got glob. What I was saying you don't want to do, but that's okay, because it's going to blow over anyway. Okay. So, pink. Then I'm going to do this interference sparkle whatever on the sides. Because I'm going to put kind of white on top so I get those frothy, cool, lacy cells. But then I'm also going to put the black on the very edges because that's what you want to blow all of the resin over on. That's amazing. Thank you, Shayna. Hopefully, what is it? Is it next month that your thing is? I am still crossing my fingers and saying prayers that you kick butt and take names. All right, so pouring the light pink. Yeah, a tiny bit more there. Oh, it looks so cool. So you can see like bubbles popping and it's just sitting there not doing anything. It still looks cool. But I gotta save some of this because like I said, I also have coasters that have been ordered. So I need to do that also. What am I doing? And some black. So that's the nice thing with using these little Dixie cups is you can kind of like squeeze them so there's a better, it's better for pouring. Yeah. Alright, and there we go. I'm going to do just kind of little drizzles of the white. Nothing super major. And there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to do maybe just a little bit on the outside of the black, and we're going to see what that does because I don't really know. But, yeah. The only way to learn is to try. So yes, I'm very excited about the resin that is being sent to me because it is someone I've watched on YouTube, but they're creators. It has been around for a while. I have never personally played with it because it's spendy, but all resin is spendy. Okay, doing it already. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat this up. Pop some bubbles. I don't want to heat it up too much. You just want to get the extra air out. And you warm it up a little bit because it makes it a little bit more fluid for when you do your swipes. It looks so cool watching all these bubbles pop. I wish I had better camera set up because it's awesome. But you don't want it too hot or it's going to kind of all run off. And you also don't want it too hot. You just want it warm enough to be fluid. But yes, otherwise resin does burn too. So a lot of people don't know that. It turns into this giant crusty looking scab thing. It's not pretty. All right. Can you stand both feet on that hoverboard before Mommy has a heart attack, please? Okay. So, now basically what you want, and I have not really decided how I want to do this yet. You want the width of like a pin. I was going to say pinky and pencil at the same time. A pinky or a pencil, depending on what's thinner. And you want to make sure that the edges are kind of pulled up. That way you're not like something's bent down, it's just dragging through. You want to just pull through slowly. So what I am going to do is I am going to press this down. What you press it down on, that is going to be your main color, just so you know. This is party like a rock star, Faith Ann. All right, so I'm going to put this down on here, and you just pull it super low and slow. You kind of go from side to side, pulling the colors over each other. Yeah, you don't want to pull it too fast because if you skip or jump on these, it's not going to turn out the same. Yeah. So like if you can see little tiny spots, it did do that. Like I said, I will end up putting up after pictures after. It's just, it gets really, really sticky for quite a while beforehand. So, and it's, you don't actually see any of the selling until you put, you'll see some cells. But it's when you put heat on it that you are really going to get the cells popping, which looks awesome. All right. Okay. And you don't want to try to like cheap out on this stuff either, because if you put not enough resin on anything, it creates like dimples in the resin, which is really not a pretty thing either. So, I like that dark pink over. So I'm going to do the same right here. So low and slow, grab some of the white, which actually is making some really, really cool looking lacing already. All right. Like I said, just dollar store stuff. Well, and it's a canvas. I didn't fully prep the canvas. I just kind of went through and sprayed the bottom and tightened it. So basically, what you do is you spray the bottom of your canvas and you put some heat on it. Go this way. And that it'll tighten all the canvas up. Otherwise, resin is really heavy, so it'll all run into the very center and kind of droop. So if you have a really cool design going, it's gonna start contracting. Yes. Like I said, it's been kind of a long day. And I was supposed to get up hella early and stain a deck tomorrow, but now I don't know what is going on. either way, lots of hair tomorrow, so. And I need more wax paper. So, yes, now I just have to figure out, like I said, because I am so not tech savvy, I'm going to have to figure out how to take this video and transfer it to YouTube. So hopefully, hopefully I can do that. I don't really know. Not quite sure how that is going to go. All right. I already hear the Trinity stuff that Faith was saying. Alright, a little bit more. So then the nice part is too, is if you see something and you want something more there, you can just kind of drizzle a little bit with your popsicle stick and pull it over again, if that makes sense. So we're just going to grab as much as we can over here. Low and slow, pull it. I kind of go back and forth a little bit just so it gives it some more movement. All right. So, okay, before I really start messing with it or adding anything, I'm going to add heat. I can already see some really cool selling. Not huge ones yet, but once you add heat, that's when everything expands. And I just pulled it right out. Hold on, guys. Okay. And it is always a good thing if you are doing resin art to have like either a toothpick or like tweezers or something. If you do see something in the resin, just to pull it out and grab it. Flowing a little more. Let's see kind of how that goes. Pretty cool cells here. Some cool selling over here, but that is just from glowing and not swiping. All right. So now you basically get to look, see what you really like, see what you don't like. You can create more, or you can try. Not guaranteed, nothing is guaranteed with resin. But you can try to create more of what you're liking. So like right here where it did get blown over, I see black, I see the white, I see the pink over it. So it has so much more depth just because we put that clear coat down beforehand. But I am thinking I need some black through the middle. Yeah. Okay, so I want to blow the colors over the black. So I am going to, I'm deciding, I'm thinking out loud. I do this all the time. Talk to myself as I think. Am I the only one that does that? Please tell me I'm not. And you guys do that too. It would make me feel so much better about myself. Okay. And then I want some of that darker pink to run over some of the white. Ooh, that was kind of a big chunk of white. And little bit of that. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of that interference red bling it, interference red bling it, right in between that white and the dark pink. Okay, so basically now I'm gonna do the same thing, just because I wanna incorporate some more black going through the center where most of the pink is, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So, doesn't have to be perfect. Just set it on there. I have to go over the black, so I'm gonna go this way, which was not the plan, but yeah. Happy accidents, guys, happy accidents, hopefully. Okay, what do I want to keep? I like this stuff over here, so I don't want to touch that. All right. Still keeping some of it. All right, so that incorporates a little bit more dark. I do want to do, I think, just a little bit more through there. But this is basically it. Like they're huge cells over here, which turned out awesome. But it's really cool when you can pull the colors over each other just right to where you see not only cells in the one color, but it kind of just goes deeper and deeper into the painting. So you're seeing cells in many different colors till you get to the base, if that makes sense. So, okay, now we're gonna do it the right way, going the right way. So I want, sorry, moving, some black and some of that interference and some of the dark pink, I think. All right. Ooh. Okay, that one got crazy. But, so yeah, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of roll it so it's pointed up and not down. Place it over the dark pink, because I'm gonna pull the dark pink over that bling it sparkle over the black. Yes, I'm not gonna add any white because there's little bits of white going that way already. I want to keep some of these cells. Just really slow. There we go. And I do know that my table, you want to make sure, and that's another important thing, you want to make sure that your table is nice and level. If it's not, it's going to run more off to one side. This is my uneven side, so it is going to tend to go more that way. Oh, the cells turned out awesome. Okay. A little bit more heat. Then I think I love it. Then I'm going to add, and I'll show you too how I add my rose gold. Like I said, the rose gold part is super easy because literally all I do basically is dip the stick into the powder, just because that tends to be one of the more expensive of the pigments. Ooh, it's beautiful. So yeah, if you're doing these for paintings, you know, or whatever, you want to kind of save as much as you can, where you can. Oh, that turned out crazy cool. Yep. I like it. Okay. So, now, this is, again, this is kind of like the fairy fart thing. You have to be so careful opening it. I should be wearing a mask. If you do this, wear a mask. Or don't breathe or sneeze or cough. Because it is super fine particles. This does have, is this the gold? Or is this the rose? No, this is the rose gold. I talked to myself. Okay. So, I'm going to take my pot stick. I'm just gonna dip it into the powder. It's literally just a crazy powder that gets everywhere, but it instantly lifts up the metallics to it, so it floats over the top. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my very, very favorite things to do. There's a kitty hair in here that I don't really want in my painting if I can help it, since someone else doesn't want part of my cat to go with. All right, so I might just drag it right through the resin that is already there. And I'm going to wipe just the very end a little bit. I'm going to dip it one more time. That is gold, not rose gold. Well, it's going to have gold and rose gold. So, again, just dragging that powder through. Now I'm going to find the rose gold, because that's what I wanted to. Don't get me wrong, the gold is beautiful too. Yep. Did I get? No. All right. 1 second. Like I'm still here. Maybe that. Have I gone retarded and I'm just that tired? That might be the rose gold. I just might be losing my mind. Yep. I am losing my mind. So, rose gold, gold. They're both disasters. You cannot open it without it going everywhere. Okay. I think I was just looking at it at this angle and it looks gold from here, but it looks rose gold from here. So, I'm not losing my mind. All right. I think maybe one more kind of lightning strike through there. And this bad boy is done. Then I'm just going to finish up the coasters, because that is also a commissioned piece, and just drag it through nice and slow. It is beautiful. All right, so nice and light. It is gorgeous. So basically now what I'm gonna do is, just because I don't want them super, what's the word? It's kind of blocked out right now and it looks very man-made. So if I want that natural, like almost stone, I'm gonna blow it and just let it do what it does. Oop. Okay. So, and I just have this heat gun I got for maybe 20 bucks on Amazon. Really affordable, which was nice. But it has 2 settings, so there's like a hot, fast, and there's a slower. I tend to, just because you don't really know how much heat you're going to be putting on it at the time, so I tend to use less is more. You can always add more if need be. If you add too much, you can get like screwed real fast. It sounds bad, but you don't want to add too much heat, because like I said, it creates this really, really ugly scab on your painting. And nobody got time for that. Alright. Oh, I don't want to mess with those too much. I really like those cells over there. Yep. That looks awesome. Should probably break this one up just a little bit. What is in here? Hold on. There's something in here. And that's the nice thing about this. Very proud. You're very artistic. Thank you. it's a lot of fun. This kind of started as my like therapy without going to therapy because teenage kids. But the nice thing is this is self-leveling. So let's say, you know, I've been working this. This normally has a work time or an open time of 45 minutes-ish. And if you're doing a painting, that's really all you need. Or if you're doing coasters, that's really all you need. Even this, still, it's like, it chemically reacts. So it's thicker. It's not fully set up yet. So I can still work it really well without having a hard time. They're countertop epoxy, hence why I love Stone Coat so much. They have an open work time of, it says an hour to 75 minutes. Realistically, you can go an hour and a half to 2 hours with that. So, yeah. Where am I going with that? Oh, now I'm doing coasters. So, but that is why I really, really like this resin. Like I said, I'm super excited to try something new. I'm always about trying something new. So I'm very excited that Ligari is sending me out a sample kit to put on YouTube and sample. So basically, I get free stuff sent to me to play with and let you guys know what I think. So, you want enough room. There's still going to be stuff running off, so I'm going to want to kind of pick up anything that fell off and cover up sides, just because nobody wants a painting that has splotchy sides. Is not all that pretty. Oop, I got one little naked spot on the side there. So yeah, now it's just basically finishing up your piece, making sure everything is covered the way it should be. Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, now I'm going to play and just do some coasters with my leftover resin because there's no point in wasting it. And these coasters are awesome. It's 4 for $20. And it's one of a kind, so no one will ever have a coaster like you have. Ever. Anywhere. I'm trying to muster up the guts to try the geodes. They look amazing. They're so, so beautiful. But it also looks like a lot of work, and I don't know why, but they intimidate me because I tried one once and I didn't really stick within the same color family, which I think, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm OCD and crazy. It didn't look right to me when I tried it, and I just got like some cork board to try to just play with something cheap, you know. But I did it, and I wasn't super impressed with the turnout. Wasn't a huge fan. So I just stopped, and I didn't do anymore. But I'm hoping that I will be able to muster up the guts and just do it. Nope, got, like I said, this is the uneven side, so this is where I'm coming to get all the resin to put on the sides. So yes, I just need the guts to just try it again, stick with the same kind of color scheme family, keep it in the family, stay in the same family, whatever. Yes. But like I said, this craft coat is wonderful if you're trying to learn how to kind of be into the more artistic side of it. It runs about $65 a gallon. Yeah, so if that is something you're interested in buying or trying, let me know. I have a discount code that'll save you like $10, but $10 off a $100 order is not a bad gig. So, or not a bad discount. I'm really tired. Okay, so my coasters I'm going to put down. They're kind of heavy enough-ish. I think this plastic is just about done. When it's seen a lot of heat and a lot of resin, it will warp, and it doesn't matter how heavy the stuff is that you put on it, it's just gonna stay warped and do its own thing. So, do some, ooh, that is really close. Okay, how am I gonna do this? There? Yep, that's where I'm going. All right, I just don't wanna make sure, because I have dripped on my floor before. Totally cool if you catch it right away. Like I said, the alcohol, it'll clean it right up. If you don't catch it right away, however, you better pray the putty knife or some kind of razor knife will take it off, because that's it. That's the only thing that's probably going to take it off. All right, so I want to, this is starting to get a little warm, and it'll start to kind of, not froth, it almost looks frothy, like bubbly on the top when it is starting to set up. So it's still workable. It's not overly thick. The nice thing about this resin is you can kind of, what is on here? Okay, something gross. You can kind of heat up the cup, so heat up the resin that's in the cup, so it makes it a little bit warmer and more fluid. If it is starting to set up before you have time, like I said, as long as you are mixing 1-to-1 and mixing it for the full amount of time that you're supposed to be, it's pretty easy. You get a really, really great amount of work time with it. Yeah. So basically with the coasters, it's no rhyme, no reason. You do want to make sure the whole thing is covered, which you can just kind of take your stick or your fingers and spread it down around the edges, however you want to do it. To me, I guess I more consistently use my hands, just because with this kind of stuff you can feel when there's enough resin because it's smooth, and you can also feel when there isn't because it almost like stops, like it has kind of a resistance barrier, if that makes any sense at all. Oh, and I'm dripping. You want to try to keep it on the tile if you can. If not, what if? Alright, so I think I got most of my stuff out. You don't want to waste it, because normally, like I said, when you're blowing it over the tops of each other, or you're doing the swipe method with wax paper, you're going to be pulling some off anyway. So you want to make sure it's not super overloaded, but has enough to where if it does start to blow off, you're still going to be fine, and you're not going to get dimpled. Beautiful coasters that have dimples. I mean, real people have dimples too, but it's just not pretty in your resin. That is all. All right. So more of that pink pop, hot pink. Going right over some of this white just to see what it does. So I'm doing a set of 4 coasters. Like I said, these were commissioned, so someone did pick the colors that they wanted for these. So if you guys are interested in any kind of like coasters or paintings, let me know. All you have to do is basically let me know a size and the colors that you like. Normally this kind of painting, so this is a, what? Holy cow, what is this? I think it's a 12 by 16, 11 by 16. I don't really want to get my, I don't want to get my thing right up next to it because it'll make a mess. But this normally goes for about $25 to $30. So nothing horrible. Coasters you can normally get for $20. So if that is something you're interested in, like I said, it's not a problem. Let me know. And, you know, normally I say pick between 3 to 5 colors. If you start to put more than 5 colors, it's still pretty, but it gets like just busy and kind of distracting to the eye. If that makes sense? I don't know. That could just be me too. I mean, I have done some paintings where I have used more, and it's still beautiful too. So it's just preference really for you guys. All right, so the light pink is starting to get a little thicker. So I'm just gonna hurry up and pour these bad boys on here. Make sure I save enough because I'm just basically pulling it all out. I'm not really paying attention to how much I have left, which is not really the smartest thing, but this is me. So, yeah, I always mix a little bit extra, especially with paintings, like I said, because you're going to pull it. You're either going to do the swipe method or you're going to heat it up with the heat gun and try to blow the colors over each other. So when you're doing that, they say 3 ounces per 1 square foot. I typically like to use 4 ounces. I mean, it's not much more, but you'd be amazed when you're using it and when you can see it like dumping and pooling on your table, how important that 1 ounce is. And interference, then we'll put some black in there. I don't want crazy amounts of black, but just a little. And same here. So yeah, kind of no rhyme, no reason. You don't have to put it on here perfect. There is no right or wrong way to do any kind of resin. I mean, the only right or wrong way that you can do is by mixing it wrong. That's the wrong way. Otherwise, yeah, you can pour it however you want and it's not going to be wrong. All right. And that is about it for this. We just have a little bit of black, and then I can start heating these up and pushing them over the tops of each other. My hands are starting to get a little sticky. All right. So, I mean, basically what I do, I don't want to put this over my painting because I might ruin it, so I'm going to try to do this sneaky. Okay. So if you look, I mean, it's literally just kind of spread out, poured on there. However, it's really, really thick stuff. So like right now it's barely running. If I added some heat, then it would move a lot more because it becomes fluid. You've got talent. Aw, thank you. Yep, this rock star is still awake. What's up, Buttercup? So I just... You're just saying you want me to put you to bed because I'm doing this and it'll take you longer. Take me longer.
No, come on. It's bedtime.
No, because my dad is trying to children.
What?
My dad's trying to do children. He got me to bed last night.
You wanted him to put you to bed last night.
And oh, what?
No, last night was I put you to bed last night because you took a bath. Yep, it's bedtime. Can I have kisses? She's tired. Okay, you had a long day of... Oh, man. Okay. Don't hit the top of your hand into the other one because you're not paying attention to what you're doing. Just one smart thing. Love you. Oh, that was not a very good night kiss. I love you. Sleep sweet. I will see you in the morning. Okay, so all I'm doing is kind of pushing it up to the edges or like touching the tip of my finger if I see what they call them fish eyes. So basically it's like one little round circle that's you have to break the surface tension on so it'll self-level itself, if that makes any sense. I mean, I don't know. All right, so like I said, with this guy, sorry it's at such a weird angle, I am just spreading it out. Like I'm not even caring if I'm mixing stuff or not. I just want the whole thing covered. Little tiny fisheye there and there. All right. Last one, and then I will show you blowing at Mommy's little helper. She is always my little helper. So I had to go to the house today where I was remodeling or helping remodel bathrooms. which I don't really do a whole lot of drywall anymore, but Dad asked me to help, and you know I love my dad, so I did it. Not my very favorite thing to do, but the bathrooms turned out beautiful, so I will post before and after pictures because they did turn out really cool. But yeah, she had to come with me after preschool today to go pick up my final check, and she is just a ham. There's like never, ever, ever a dull moment with her. Ever. Always the helper. Okay, so I want that little fisheye there. So I still have black. I don't want to add too much because blacks, or like if I were to mix in my rose gold or my golds into the resin, it can take over a piece really, really fast. Whites also can, but because I have it with so many pinks and all that kind of stuff, then it shouldn't. So I am just drizzling this over. However, I mean, if you guys look, I just drizzled it. There's nothing artistic. That's the nice thing about resin, is all of my brothers can, like, they can tattoo, they can draw, they can play music, they can sing, they have nice hair. Me, that's the nice thing about this, is you don't hate, hair is my art. That is about it. Otherwise, my singing is not super fabulous. I don't know how to play any instruments. If I tattooed anyone, you guys would feel bad for them for the rest of their lives, and that's about it. All right. Ooh, now I'm really starting to make a mess. Okay. So, there we go. Oh, over that little fish hole, fish eye. Okay. So, I mean, there's still black left. I don't want to put too much because, like I said, all I'm going to do is blow it around, see where it goes, see how it reacts with each other. And then afterwards, I got dried up resin in here. Then afterwards, I will take pictures and post them of the painting and the coasters. If you guys haven't seen, I did start a YouTube channel, so go to Cassie Ailes Agape Inspired Creations and subscribe and like it. I don't have that many subscribers yet because not a whole lot of people know about it, but as of right now, I'm already getting, like I said, free resin sent to me to try out and do kind of a product review, so I'm super excited. This is the first time I've had stuff sent to me to review or to try out, so I'm pretty dang proud right now. Ooh, I really like that interference color in here. Is beautiful. Yep, that looks pretty awesome. So the thing is because it's starting to get a little bit thicker, it is starting to set up a little bit more. Haha, you're killing me. I try. I think I'm just like that tired to where, you know, when you get tired and you just start like laughing over the most special things. That's kind of, I think, at the point where I am at right now. But I actually, now that Faith is in preschool for a couple of hours, 3 times a week, like I actually got some of my shed pulled out and rearranged. There was the scariest spider I've ever seen in my whole entire life on there. In there. I almost touched it with my hand and I didn't have a glove on. Normally spiders don't bother me, but this thing was a freaking monster. Like nightmares. I'll put it that way. It's a nightmare monster. Monster spider. See? Again. Tired. Alright, so this is the last one. This needs a little bit more black right in that pink area. Otherwise, they're selling up really nicely. Oh, I'm running out of space here. But, I mean, it's basically the same thing you do when you're doing countertops. You can use mica pigments. You can use stuff that is specially made just for resin art. Yeah, I mean, it's all basically on what you like and what you want to use. There's so many different techniques you can do to create stone looks, which is really cool. A lot of them have, you kind of tend to use a little bit more like spray paint, but in this I want to see a tiny bit more pink. I don't really know how much I have. I might have to like heat up my cup, but just a couple of more, just a drip. That's all I want. Yep, right there, if it'll come off the stick. So that's when you know it is starting to set up. That means the end of your playtime with the resin is when it starts to get that really sticky, almost like a molasses. Yeah. Then it is coming to the end of your time. Okay, so gotta heat up that pink, this black, and then it's done. All right. Oh yes. What is that? Something I don't want to know. Just trying to blow some of this color over the black. But at least that incorporated a little bit more. And this pink I also want to heat up and just spread it out a little bit more, because I was looking a little sad in that spot. Yeah. Otherwise, basically finishing touches of some rose gold, just pop sticks kind of drug through there, and that's it. So you've basically seen the gist of it. So yes, that is kind of a rundown of how you create a painting or coasters. Yeah, that's all I got. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I have to figure out how to turn it off. Do you hear this? That's sticky. So now I gotta figure out how to turn this off without touching it. So we'll see how good my elbow is. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Love you all, and goodbye. Bye. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, ring that bell notification, and give me a thumbs up. Thanks. Love y'all. Bye.